Hello everyone and welcome to today's class for class 12. Colligative property by definition we studied that depends only on the number of the solute but not on the nature of the solute. Now by studying the various colligative properties we concluded on the basis of Raoult's theories of mathematical expressions to calculate the colligative deviation of those colligative properties for a particular solution. Now by calculating with the help of Raoult's mathematical expression, when we are getting the values of those colligative properties, we call those values calculated value or theoretical value. Or theoretical value, and different colligative property was denoted as pi for osmotic pressure, delta TB for elevation of boiling point, delta TF for depression in freezing point, and delta P by P naught for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now these are the calculated values that we got by applying Raoult's law. Only calculated value. We did not experimentally verifying them in this thing. We are applying a mathematical expression for each of them and calculating the value for each of them. But when we are doing with the help of this law and experiment, and then we are getting the data by doing the experiment, then that value is known as observed value. And the colligative properties are denoted as pi prime for osmotic pressure, delta TB prime for elevation in boiling point, delta TF prime for depression in freezing point, and delta P prime by P naught for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now this is the observed value. We did not calculate. We did some experiment with and see whether what is the osmotic pressure that we are getting, what is the elevation in boiling point, what is the depression in freezing point, what is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. By calculating, by observing this thing, we are getting the value. And this thing we did not do any experiment or observation. We just take the amounts and we assume that if we try to make the solution depending on the amount that we have taken, let's put those values in the mathematical expression and try to calculate them without doing the experiment. Now these are the two different types of values that we can get. Now you can say, ma'am, what is the difference between these and these? Both of them will be same because we are following the law of the colligative properties for both these things. But sometimes some assumption is taken to construct a law, like in Raoult's law for colligative properties. Two assumptions that we have taken, that it is not non-volatile, non-electrolytic. That is the solute and the solid that we had taken, those were non-associating and non-dissociating. 100% non-associating, non-dissociating, meaning that the amount of solid that we were dissolving, we were considering that amount of solute is 100% non-associating, non-dissociating in the solution also, meaning it will not break, it will not dissociate into the solution and it will not associate into the solution after the mixing, which is not possible. You cannot attain a 100% non-associative, non-dissociative solid solution. It is not possible. You can have 98% of the molecule that you have dissolved non-dissociative, non-associative, but 2% may or may not have. So when we are experimentally doing in a natural condition, there comes a slight variation from the calculative value, because in calculative value we have taken the 100% non-associative, non-dissociative assumption, but experimental value depends on the natural phenomena, where this 100% assumption is not valid. So there comes a certain amount of deviation from the calculative or theoretical values of colligative properties than the observed values of the colligative properties. That is the thing is known as the abnormal colligative property. We just studied that due to abnormal colligative property, the observed value are not equal to the experimental observed value is not equal to the calculated values of theoretical values of the colligative property. Therefore, phi prime is not equals to prime. Delta TP prime is not equals to delta TB. Delta TA prime is not equals to delta TF, and delta P by P naught prime is not equals to delta P by P prime. Now, scientist Van 't Hoff observed these all abnormal colligative properties and concluded that the observed value or experimental value can be made equal with the calculated or theoretical value by multiplying a factor known as the Van 't Hoff factor with the theoretical or calculated value. Or he proposed a equation, modified equation for each of the colligative properties. And he gave that pi prime equals to Van 't Hoff factor I multiplied pi, or pi prime equals to Van 't Hoff factor I multiplied CRT. This is the modified colligative property, modified Raoult's law, modified osmotic pressure mathematical expression for the osmotic pressure. Pi prime equals to I Van 't Hoff factor multiplied CRT. Similarly, for elevation in boiling point, he also concluded that the experimental value can be found out by multiplied Van 't Hoff factor with the theoretical value. Therefore, he says that delta TB prime equals to I multiplied delta TB, which is represented by KF into L. Similarly, he also concluded for depression in freezing point, delta TF prime equals to I multiplied delta TF, or delta TF prime I multiplied KF into molality. And for depression in freezing point, he also concluded P by P naught prime equals to I multiplied delta P by P naught, or delta P by P naught prime equals to I multiplied X2. These are the modified expression, mathematical expression for individual colligative property that Van 't Hoff modified by multiplying the theoretical or calculative value, colligative property values with a factor known as Van 't Hoff factor. And he also concluded that this Van 't Hoff factor, now this Van 't Hoff factor I can be expressed by taking the ratio of observed colligative property by theoretical or calculative colligative property. Therefore, you can write theoretical colligative property with respect to osmotic pressure is pi prime by observed colligative property with respect to osmotic pressure is pi prime, and theoretical colligative property is denoted as pi. So therefore, I equals to pi prime by pi, or similarly delta TB prime by delta TB, or delta TF prime by delta TF, or delta P prime by delta P not delta P. This is the expression by which you can find out the Van 't Hoff factor I for individual solutions. Now we know that colligative properties are directly proportional with the mole numbers of the solute. Therefore, I can be represented as mole number prime by mole number, that is observed mole number by the theoretical mole number. Now observed mole number is equals to given mass by molecular mass prime by given mass by theoretical molecular mass. Now you can say that, ma'am, how molecular mass becomes theoretical and experimental. Supposedly you have taken 100 molecules of a solid solute. The total mass of 100 molecules of solute is W. Now after the mixing, out of those 100 molecules have associated and give the 50 aggregated molecules. So association had happened. So we cannot actually apply the actual molecular mass, because the actual molecular mass was taken by taking each of the molecules. Now the molecules have aggregated to combine 2 molecules each. So in the solution now, the molecular mass also have changed, but the total mass has not changed. The 100 molecules that was before, the total mass was W. After the association, 50 molecules, each 2 aggregated molecules comprising 2 aggregated molecules, the total 50 molecules also give the same mass number. So W will be same, but the molecular mass will be different. Therefore, this theoretical molecular mass, that is the M, and the experimental molecular mass, that is M prime, will be different, resulting in M by M prime. Therefore, the colligative property you can say M by M prime, where M is the molecular mass and M prime is the experimental or observed molecular mass after dissociation or association. Van 't Hoff factor is given by M prime, that is theoretical or calculated molecular mass by observed or experimental molecular mass. Now there are 3 cases that can be observed. Case 1, if no association or dissociation occurs in the solution, then the molecular mass before the mixing and after the mixing will remain same, that is the theoretical or calculated molecular mass, and the observed or experimental molecular mass will be equal, that is M will be equal to M prime. Therefore, we will get colligative property 1. In this case, the pi prime will be equal to pi, or delta TB prime equals to delta T, or TB, or delta TF prime equals to delta TF, or delta P by P naught prime equals to delta P by P, meaning the theoretical and calculative colligative property that we will get by only calculating will be exactly same with the observed colligative properties value that we will get by the experiments. So this is the observation for case 1. If the second case, case 2, is if association happens, means molecule associate to create larger molecules. In that case, the observed molecular mass will not going to be equal to the theoretical or calculated molecular mass. Instead, the observed or experimental molecular mass will be greater than the theoretical molecular mass, resulting in I less than 1. So we can actually, by calculating I of an experiment of a solution, we can actually find out whether the solute has been associated or dissociated, or no dissociation or association has occurred in the solution or not. We can actually find out by calculating the I. If I is found to be less than 1, in that case we can conclude that the association has happened after the dissociation of the solute into the solution, into the solvent. And this I for the association can be calculated with the expression as association constant beta equals to I minus 1 by n minus 1, where n is the number of molecules associated. We can calculate this I by calculating by observing the numbers of molecules that has associated after the mixing. And if we know the association constant for this association reaction, then we can find out the colligative property by applying this particular expression. Case 3. If dissociation occurs, the observed molecular mass will be less compared to the theoretical molecular mass. M prime less than n, resulting in I greater than 1. So if we by calculating, if we find out that I is greater than 1, in that case we can conclude that the dissociation, after the dissociation the molecule has dissociated. And we can also calculate this I by this following expression as dissociation constant alpha equals to I minus 1 by n minus 1, where n is the total number of ions after dissociation. By applying this law, if we know the dissociation constant alpha for this particular dissociation, we can calculate the I, where n is the numbers of ion, total numbers of ion that will be produced after the dissociation of one molecules of the solute. This is the main application that we can have for the Van 't Hoff factor. By calculating them, we can actually conclude whether solution after the dissolution, whether the solute has associated or not. If I equals to 1, we can say that the solute has not dissociated or associated after the dissolution. If it is less than 1, we can say that the association has happened. If it is found to be greater than 1, we can say that the dissociation has happened after the dissolution.